Hello everyone, welcome back to Vickie's Country Home. Mrs. Lori over at Whippoorwill Holler tagged me, and so I am making a video of my response, and this is for a summer desserts collaboration. Now she was tagged by Paul at Paul's Rule of Thumb, and I believe he was tagged by My Alabama Home. So this, I don't know how far back this goes, I haven't checked. But what this is, it's summer dessert collaboration, and it's no bake, it's cool, it's refreshing. So come up with a dessert that fits all of those and is perfect for the summer. So my response to that is I am going to make a watermelon lime granita with prosecco. So stay tuned, we're going to find out how to make this. Now this recipe is fairly simple. First you find a 6 to 7 pound watermelon, and the ones we have at the grocery stores haven't been that great. So I went to the farmer's market and I got this yellow one, and it's sweet. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to cut this up in chunks, and then I've got the zest of 2 limes, along with I'm going to have the juice of 4 limes, about a half a cup, and then I'm going to make a simple syrup that is going to include the lime juice and the zest. So let me get started cutting this into chunks, and then we'll come back and see how it progresses. Well, I got the watermelon cut up. I needed 4 pounds, and this is just barely over 4 pounds. And I did take out seeds, although it was mostly seedless. All it had is some of these little seeds, but I took those out. And I just cut it into, I don't know, 1 to 2 inch chunks. I wasn't worried too much about it because they're not going to stay that way. So now what I've done is I have combined in a small saucepan 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, a 1/4 cup of water, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to bring this to a boil and dissolve it. And then I'm going to reduce the heat and simmer this without stirring until the sugar dissolves. A couple of minutes maybe. After I take it off of the heat, I'm going to stir in the zest of the 2 limes and half a cup or the juice of 4 limes. So let me get this over there and get the simple syrup boiling, and then we're going to add the lime and we will be ready to get this dessert going. And I have to show you, this watermelon is so good. It's so sweet, so tasty, a lot of flavor. And I still have a 1/4 and then almost another 1/4 of it, so not quite half of it left after getting the 4 pounds. And I think this was 7 or 8 pound watermelon. So we're going to enjoy eating this just because it tastes so good. Alright, the next step of this involves putting all these chunks into the blender and basically pureeing them. Now you're not going to get them all in one batch. There's too much here. So it'll probably be 2 batches. And it doesn't matter if you missed a few of those little tiny seeds or anything like that, because those will be removed. Alright, we're going to put the lid on this. And we're going to process this. It'll get a little loud. And I would say that that is probably done. But we'll give it one more pulse just to make sure. All right. Now we're going to process the rest of them. All right, that is our 4 pounds of watermelon pureed. All right, my simple syrup has cooled off. Now I'm going to strain this and put that into a jar. And this is the first half of my watermelon puree. And I'm going to add about half to this. It doesn't matter, it's going to get combined anyway. We're just going to stir that up. And now I'm going to strain this mixture into a loaf pan. And you want a metal one for this. Now I'm going to add the remaining simple syrup and lime to the remaining watermelon. And repeat. And I think I'm going to put the rest of this in a second pan. That one's going to be pretty full. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to cover this with plastic wrap. And I'm going to freeze it until it's set. And that's going to take about 8 hours. But I plan on having this tomorrow evening. So this is going to go in the freezer and we will see it tomorrow. So out of that 4 pounds, I got a large loaf pan and a small one. And I'm not going to waste this pulp. Now if you wanted to, you could put this on a dehydrating tray and make fruit leather out of it. But I take all of my watermelon scraps and give them to our chickens. This stuff is like chicken crack. It's like a heavy drug for them. They love it. They will peck these rinds totally clean until it's just a thin skin that's left. So we're going to give this pulp to the chickens and have fun watching them. So we'll see you tomorrow. It's actually been a couple of days because life happens. I've been working on a huge homestead project that you will hear about later. So this only has to set up for about 8 hours or so, but this, like I said, has been 2 days. So it's nice and frozen. Now we're just going to take a fork and scrape it. We're looking for these big flakes. Okay, now I've got a pretty glass, and I'm just going to spoon this in here. And I have to tell you, this is the best watermelon. I got this at our local farmer's market, and it is so sweet, so much flavor that I went back and bought another one. Okay, isn't that pretty? And now, to make this really special, I have some Prosecco. It's an Italian, little bit sweet wine, little bit fizzy, but not a lot. And I'm just going to pour some of that in there, just a little. Now, if you don't want to have alcohol, you could use soda, you could use lemon lime, you could use kind of whatever you want. But to me, this sounded like summer. Now, actually, Brian opened the wrong bottle. This is Moscato. So we're going to see how it tastes with that because he didn't open the Prosecco. Look at this, isn't it pretty? So let's give it a try. This is summer. The watermelon, the lime, and then just some of the taste of the Moscato. Now this is a summer dessert. It's light, it's cold, it's no bake, it tastes good. Thank you, Mrs. Lori, for challenging me on this collaboration. And I want to thank you all for watching. If you like what you saw, subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. And who knows what we'll come up with next. God bless, and thank you for watching.